Alright, this is video 2 in the lesson. In this part, we're going to make the top part of the case. Again, forgive me, my voice is going in and out because of the stupid allergies, but we're going to do our best. Everything that I'm getting from the PowerPoint, so I'm not just pulling it out of the air. I'm going through it and looking through it. So if you go here, it's adapted. There's a design he came up with. Of course, you can design whatever you want when we get to that step, but we're going to go through the process and we're going to design. So we've got our body done. Now we're going to start designing the case that goes to the body. So here's our body. All right. Okay, new. Metric. Standard metric part. Create. I'm going to create a 2D sketch on this plane. I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to go back and center it. This rectangle is 65, 1. That's 16.3. And again, the only reason I like to keep it centered on the 0, 0 is it makes the assembly process usually go a little smoother. Okay. Next, I'm going to extrude it 119.5 symmetrically or both directions. So see, there's my big long piece. That's like the body there. I'm going to add a 2mm fillet to all the edges. Change to, yeah, there you go. When I say all, I mean every single edge. Think about it. This will be held in the hand. Since this is being held in the hand, we don't want any sharp edges. We want nice, smooth edges. Okay. Now I'm going to create a draw again. The surface. I'm going to offset. And I'm going to offset it 3mm. Now I'm going to extrude this down. Model, extrude, surface, cut, 4. So I've kind of like hollowed out the little section for it. We're getting there. And I'm going to take the part and I'm going to change the properties. And the properties, I'm going to go ahead and change it to rubber. So I right click on the part. So this is part 6. It's however many parts you have. Properties, physical. You can change to whatever material you really like. I'm going to use rubber because it would be a rubber case that I was designing for foam. So that's the only reason why I picked the rubber. Okay, so now it's rubber. We want this view to be home. Good. If this view was not home, we could rotate it and change our home. All right, I need to make an offset work plane from this end here up 35. Offset plane from this edge, -35. What I've done is I put the plane here, and this is going to be where I'm going to split this piece here in 2 parts so that I can make my top and my bottom part of the case. Before I do anything else, though, I want to save this, and I'm going to call this one case bottom. Do I have case bottom already here? No. And make sure it's going to that smartphone, that iPhone case. So make sure you've got that folder, and make sure you're saving everything into that folder. Now we're going to actually split. So right here in the modify, there's a split command. I'm going to grab that and tell it to apply. And see, notice how I got rid of the bottom and the top. So I don't want it to go that direction. I want to keep that part. So just experiment with the split until you get comfortable using it. I'll say the other direction until it apply. Excellent. Very good. Excellent, excellent. So now I'm going to want to sketch here. And to do that, you want to be able to create a sketch just on this view. I find sometimes with this plane still being here, it might be a little confusing. So I'm just going to right click and make it invisible so that I actually sketch just on this side of this view here. Next, we're going to draw a rectangle from those 4 points, and then I'm going to fill it. So the fillet on the top is 4 to match our body. Fill it on the bottom is 8. Okay, very good. And now I'm going to cut extrude this the direction too, so I want to go in the opposite direction, and then you have to do a little math. I take 119.5, which is the total extrusion we did, and I just want to hollow it out 38. So if I'm going to take that out, I simply go 119 minus 38 becomes 81.5. So I'm going to cut. Let's see, there's a little like hollowed groove that it would be going through. All right, let's create another sketch on this plane. Going to offset. There we go. And I'm going to change, let's zoom in a little bit here. It makes it a little easier to see. There we go. Okay. Now I want that distance that is offsetted to be just 1 millimeter. And this stuff you can delete or not delete, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you know what it is. I'm going to draw a line, corner to corner, fill it at 0.5. So I'm just making that rounded little edge there. And get rid of that so you can see. Okay, come on. There we go. Because I want to see that here in this corner. I'll repeat the process for the other side. Line, fill it. And just do some deleting. Do you have to delete? No, but just for a lot of students, they get confused if they leave it there, so they like to delete it and to clean the sketch up. And now I'm going to extrude this out 20 millimeters. There it goes. Zoom in a little bit so you can get it. There it goes. 20. And think of this as like a tab, how you assemble things together and they have to slide together. Well, that's like the tab bottom part of it. Now we're going to have a little fun and we're going to create our own design on the outside. So I'm simply going to spin it around so I can look at the back. I'm going to create a sketch on this view and be creative and draw. I just did CHS with some claw marks and some different things. To do that, you know, for an example, just to show you. Am I making sure that it's perfect? No. But I'm just drawing so that it looks, see? So I just made like my C, the H, and the S. Spline tool so that you can draw some abnormal shapes. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I want some wacky doodle sized circles. I don't know. You go through and come up with your own personal design. Put your initials, favorite team, draw. You can even import an image and trace over the top of it and use that. We just want something here. You can even do it in layers and levels. So let me show you. So let's say I want these two to be 0.2. So I'm going to extrude cut them. .2. And then let's say I want to add a circle that intersects like that and a rectangle like that, just for example. And those, I'm going to extrude cut, but I'm only going to extrude 0.1. Now, when I look at it, it's kind of hard to tell what I've done, right? So let's make it a little easier for C by changing the material. So I'm going to grab this one and that one. And I'm going to pick a color, whatever color you want to use. Come on. There we go. I'll pick sky blue. And then those pieces, maybe a yellow or something. Hold on, let's go use, yeah, purple works. And now that I've changed the colors, see the thickness, the different sizes, now it shows up a little bit better. So what you're going to do is you're just going to come up with your own cool design, whatever you like. Doesn't matter to me, but be fun and creative. Put something fun on it, okay? Now, we need to create our holes. We need to create the holes for the audio jack, and we need to create the holes for the camera. On a very old school iPhone, your audio jack would be over in the left-hand corner, and then the camera hole would be over here. So let's spin it around, create a sketch on that view. And the size of the circle is 4, if I remember correctly, yes. Do a little dimensioning. Make sure it's in the right place, so that should be 6.366 and 6.15. And then you can do the cut extrude, or you can use the hole function. Either one works. Doesn't really matter. So you can do your hole function, or you can do extrude function. I don't care. We just want to get a hole. See, there's the hole for the audio. And again, I'm going to put a chamfer around that edge so it's nice and smooth. Chamfer 1. Again, it's just so that you have a nice smooth edge that wouldn't be hurting anybody's hand if they were using the device. All right. Now we want to create a sketch again on the back here so that we can draw our placement for the camera phone. And this one is 5. Dimensions for it. And then to repeat the process. Cutting it through all the way. So now, let's see, camera, audio jack. Okay, very good. Okay, now so that we can do the assembly here in a little bit, you want to actually put a mid plane. Make sure it's going parallel right between the two of them, because when you start assembling and as you learn to assemble, you'll notice if you use your planes, they will help that process. So I'm going to do parallel, or is it parallel, mid plane between two parallel. So this outside, let's spin it around to make sure it actually grabs that side. Okay, there it goes. And this one. And see, it perfectly put the plane that's running smack dab in the middle, perfectly centered. So we can use that. And now change your surface area here. So you'll go for like this piece and I don't know. Water bubbles, and maybe I want this surface to be a different color. And you're going to go through and change the different surfaces. So maybe I want that to be bubbles too. Just for funs, just for giggles, whatever you like. I just want you to go through and do it. Where's the bubbles? I'll have to go find it again. It was here just a minute ago. Okay, maybe I'll make those gold. Maybe I'll make these colors here on the corners sky blue or the purple. Just to go through and change the colors and make it look the design the way you like it. Okay? And then we need to say this is the case top. So I'm going to do a save as. Make sure it's going to that folder in my smartphone in my drive. Okay? And this would be case top. Okay. All right, very good. Now you've completed the top part. Now we're going to draw the bottom part.